Hey guys, tonight let's dim the lights, take a deep breath and settle in. Maybe you got your tea, maybe you've got that one blanket you absolutely refuse to wash because it's your comfort blanket. No judgment, you're here for background noise, and I am here to provide it. So let's glide into tonight's topic. We're not doing kings or queens tonight, well, not directly. Instead, we're going to drift through something that feels historical in its own right. Personal hauntings, real-life horror experiences. Those moments where ordinary people, neighbors, co-workers, or that one friend of a friend claim they've come face to face with this supernatural. Now, before we dive in, just a little disclaimer, these stories are retold, collected, and passed around online. Think Reddit confessions, late-night forum threads, and that one story your aunt swore was true in 1987. Whether you believe them is entirely up to you. But either way, they're the kind of tales that stick around because they tap into something old, something universal, fear in the dark. So, let's start floating. The man in the hallway. One of the most common real-life horror stories people share online usually starts like this. I was a kid, and I saw something standing in the hallway, which honestly is already enough to ruin childhood for anyone. There's one account I always think of, the house that breathed. Another favorite from the deep archives of online horror comes from a woman who swore her childhood home was alive, and not in the fun Disney castle with personality way. No. This house apparently breathed. Her family moved into an old farmhouse in the Midwest, one of those creaky wood structures that probably should have been condemned, but instead was sold to anyone desperate enough to buy property cheap. From the very first week, she noticed something strange. At night, as she lay in bed, the house would expand and contract. She described it as walls groaning outward, then pulling back, like lungs inhaling. Everyone said it was just old wood, expanding with temperature changes. But then she noticed it wasn't random. The sound would begin right after she turned off her lamp, and it would stop the second she turned the light back on. Even worse, one night she swore the breathing synchronized with hers. She'd inhale, the walls would creak open. She'd exhale, the floorboards groaned shut, as if the house was copying her. Her parents didn't believe her, naturally. Parents rarely do in these stories. But after about 6 months, the family suddenly packed up and left. No explanation. Years later, she asked her mother about it and got the classic mom response. "We just wanted a change of scenery."
The hotel guest who wasn't. Hotels are naturally creepy. They're transient spaces. Thousands of people pass through, leaving behind who knows what. Energy, vibes, or just badly folded sheets. One traveler swore he stayed in a hotel where his room wasn't empty. The first night, he heard footsteps pacing above his ceiling. Nothing unusual, except he was on the top floor. The second night, he returned from dinner to find the bathroom light on. He was sure he'd left it off. Again, maybe he'd just forgotten. But when he stepped closer, he noticed something chilling. The mirror was fogged, as if someone had just taken a shower, except the bathroom was bone dry. By the third night, he had enough. But he stayed anyway, because apparently checking out of a haunted hotel is too much effort. And that night, he woke at 3 a.m. to find a woman sitting at the edge of his bed, silent, pale, just there. He shut his eyes, counted to 10, and when he opened them again, she was gone. Naturally, he told the front desk in the morning, and naturally, the receptionist gave the least reassuring reply possible. "Oh, you must have seen her too." The mirror game. And then we have the mirrors, because why wouldn't mirrors be involved? Humanity has feared mirrors forever. The Victorians even covered them when someone died, so spirits wouldn't get trapped inside. One forum story told of a girl who liked to play a game as a kid. She'd stand in front of her mirror at night and try to scare herself. She'd make faces, hold a flashlight under her chin. Classic childhood spookiness. But one